Welcome to Everything Pro Wrestling. Everything Pro Wrestling is a show by the fans, for the fans. I am your host, Conrad Cushman, and with me, I have Casey Briggs once again. Casey,
what's up, guys? What's up, guys? If you thought I was a little tame during the NXT one, just wait.
He saved it all for here. Folks, make sure you follow us on Twitter at EPW Show. We have some exciting things coming up that we'll be announcing soon. Join our Facebook group. All that stuff will be in the section down below. If you like the video, click the like button. If you dislike it, click the dislike button. Let us know why, though. And write something in the comments down below and subscribe to the channel if you like it. Casey, let's talk WrestleMania because we're going to be talking for quite some time here. So, guys, sit back, grab yourself your favorite drink, get a snack, some popcorn, something healthy, and let's enjoy this here. Casey, WrestleMania 34. What do you think of the build-up in total first for this entire thing? Are you excited? Are you like, nah?
Yeah.
You know what it reminds me of? WrestleMania 31. Exactly how I felt about WrestleMania 31. Just kind of, yeah, whatever.
But you know what? Like, sometimes those are the WrestleManias that end up really, surprising you. So maybe, but we'll see.
I hear you. All right, guys, let me say this. So when I do these, most of the time I try to predict how I would structure the card and then put it that way into the comment section in the video below. This was damn hard to try and predict how I was going to put these matches in order because no matter what I did, I offended somebody by moving things around. So is this the way I would have it? Absolutely not. Is this the way I've had it after multiple crossouts and moving stuff around? Yes. So don't think that I'm disrespecting anyone by the order I have it in because I could not finalize this order to decide what was more important than what else. WWE's got a tough task on their hands because they're going to make somebody mad with the pre-show match. Sorry. Someone's going to have to eat it. So let's get right into this. Casey, first match I have on the docket is what was called the Fabulous Moolah Memorial Battle Royal, I guess is what the original name of it was going to be, which is now the Women's Battle Royal. And
No. It's the first ever WrestleMania Women's Battle Royal, which is a fallacy. It's a lie. It's WWE rewriting their history.
Yeah, they did one at WrestleMania 25. I think there was another Battle Royal even besides that one before. Whatever. Long story short, this sucks. I don't know what to say about Fabulous Moolah. Wrestling fans, don't start complaining every time, though, to the sponsored ads to get stuff removed. Roman Reigns is still going to be on the card, so don't think you're going to message Snickers like, take him out of the main event. They're not going to do that, all right? But, so we got the name change. I don't want to get into the Fabulous Moolah stuff because it's convoluted, and I pose questions on both sides of it. We're not going to get to the politics of that.
It's not convoluted. She's a piece of shit.
To some, I'm just saying the woman can't defend herself. She's dead. Like, what are you going to say? We're not getting into that because we'll save it for after. This will be a debate for after because we'll get into a big debate about it. Women's Battle Royal, Casey. The main story going into this, in my opinion, is Sasha Banks versus Bayley, which deserves its own match, but I'm glad they're not going to waste it by putting it on a pre-show. What do you think about this? Any favorites going in?
Yeah, I don't know. I think we'll see Bayley eliminate Sasha. I don't know if that means Bayley's going to win, but I definitely think Bayley, because Sasha eliminated Bayley in the Royal Rumble, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I remember correctly. So I think they'll reverse that for this one, and Bayley will be the one that ends up chucking Sasha over the top rope. I get that it's 2018. And I get it. Women are equals. They are. But does that mean WWE needs to literally have everything? So now we're going to get the women's Intercontinental Championship, the women's United States Championship. Oh, it's just and this, especially coming just a couple months after the first ever women's Royal Rumble. I don't know. I feel like
first evers.
I feel like maybe they could have just, at least if they wanted to do something like this, maybe they should have waited till next year, because they just created the Women's Royal Rumble. And this is a battle, like a battle royal is the same thing. I'm sorry, it is. Like, it's just usually with lesser people. Like, I don't know. So like this whole thing is just stupid in my opinion. This whole match, I'm not really excited for it. Like the one thing I'll look forward to is seeing like the surprises, like who shows up for it. Like I said in the NXT video, I think there's a chance we see like Peyton Royce and Billie Kay show up. In fact, I wouldn't mind seeing Peyton Royce win it all if she does show up. I think that'd be cool. But my prediction is, I guess I'll lock my prediction in as Bayley.
Son of a pup. I also have Bayley down as the prediction. I have her and Sasha telling the great story in this, and Bayley gets the last elimination. So basically, forget all this. Listen, we know there's going to be surprise women. Ember Moon should be there. Billie Kay, Peyton Royce, maybe even a Nikki Cross. You never know who's going to show up in this. I have Bayley winning it all, but let me ask you this, Casey. Who turns heel between Sasha and Bayley? That's the real question at this point. Who needs it more?
If a tree falls in the forest, does anyone care at this point? I'm just saying, like,
I do. I think I do still temporarily.
There are people that still care, but again, I feel like they waited way too long to do this. But I would do Bayley at this point. I would do Bayley because they've hinted in the last couple weeks that it's going to be Sasha. But I would pull the old switcheroo and do Bayley.
I think they've been hitting more towards Bayley since then until last week. I definitely saw more stuff for Bayley turning heel than I was just like, you got to go. I think Banks is the one, though, who should turn heel. We've seen her persona with it, and I think she's better as a heel. I just always have felt that way. Even when she's
she is better as a heel, but WWE loves, like, I mean, Randy Orton's better as a heel, but it doesn't mean the WWE uses them as a heel.
The problem is that people flip these guys immediately. Like, the moment you turn heel, they love them. And then Vince is like, oh, that's a license to print money. Turn them back babyface.
Yeah.
And Randy's just like, darn it, can't I just be a tweener? Which I think is the perfect role for someone like him. And even Sasha, she shouldn't be friends with the heels and stuff. She should be like, no, I got this myself. I don't need you.
Yeah, she's the boss. Like, she doesn't need them.
Right, and I think Bayley should be the super over-the-top babyface who struggles and then she finally gets her wins, but they don't book her like that. She's just some jabron who looks like a fool half the time.
I know, and that's why I say that they should turn her heel instead, because Sasha, even though we might prefer her as a heel, like, she's still good in her role. She still performs well. Like, Bayley, they're not using properly right now. So I say turn her heel, see what you can do with her.
I think Sasha's the most underappreciated woman on the roster.
No, absolutely not. Becky Lynch, 100%.
I take that back. I meant Raw roster. I should.
Okay, Raw roster, fair enough.
But Becky Lynch is underappreciated, but Sasha Banks puts consistently on the best matches, and it's like no one talks about her. It's just like, oh yeah, and back to you doing nothing.
Becky Lynch would put on amazing matches if they gave her the time or actually gave her a storyline. She hasn't had a storyline in over, I think, like a year and a half.
That's why I think she'll be in the final mix of this Battle Royal too.
Oh, I think so too. I think my prediction for the final four: Bayley, Sasha, Becky, and maybe Naomi, but I don't think so. I think maybe you have like a surprise NXT person in the final four.
Yeah. I'm in. I like that idea. Once again, folks, like I said, don't hate me. The next match I have written down that we're going to talk about will be for the Raw Women's Championship. Yeah, I know. Everyone's screaming at me right now. Equality. That better not be on the pre-show. The build is meh. I'm sorry. And I love both these girls like the next guy. But Alexa Bliss, Nia Jax, Women's Championship. Basically, they are going with the Alexa's the little bad bully in school versus Nia Jax, who is the I could easily kill you, but you were my friend at one point and I trusted you. Did you go first last time for the prediction?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm gonna call it out. I know there's people watching. I know Phil's watching. He's probably gonna yell at me for this, but I'm gonna stick with what I've always said. Alexa Bliss is going to retain this championship. Why are you going to do that? Number one, I feel on this show you can't have all the belts change hands. And Alexa Bliss is one of the people who you could keep the belt on and you could progress this until next month. And I pray that there's a draft or a shakeup because good Lord knows both shows need it really bad at this point. I think Alexa Bliss wins this. As I want Nia Jax to win this. Let me say that first. But I think Alexa Bliss can do this, and then next month Nia Jax destroys her easily. That's just my opinion on it. What do you think? What do you think of the build-up first, too?
I actually disagree with you about the build-up. I think this match, this women's championship match, has been better built than the SmackDown one. That one, they just play like stupid videos and like it's like the build-up to that is just oh, you know these women, so like you should care.
That's how I see that. That's more of an aura match. Like, oh, I've never thought.
Like to me, there's been no build-up for that SmackDown match. Really, they came face to face like one or two times. That's it. Like the rest of it has been video packages and like backstage segments with Charlotte, with like Natalia chirping in her ear, like, "Oh, you're afraid." Blah. Like we're just supposed to care because of like you said, the aura. Like, oh, it's Charlotte and it's Asuka. Like this one actually has like a storyline going into it. Like they actually did something to build it up. Like going back months. Like they've been allies. They've been friends for a long time, and now. Like, so I actually disagree about the build-up. I think this one's been better built. I'm torn on my prediction for this one because I completely agree with everything you just said about, like, you can't have every belt change hands. And
that's part of my reasoning. Like, this, to me, feels like it's going to have to be the pre-show match.
And I don't know, man. I don't know. I'll lock in Nia Jax just because I think it's time. Like, I think it's time.
I agree. And I don't want anyone to think that, oh, he doesn't think she should be the champ. I absolutely think Nia should be the champ. Nia Jax is someone who you could actually build that division around, and she's tremendously improved. If I had to give out my MVP within the past year or two since they came up from NXT, it's Nia Jax. She's gotten way better, minus that horrible slam she did on Asuka with the wrong knee. Gonna let that one slide under the radar for that one. But other than that, Nia Jax has improved so much. She doesn't look as green as she used to. She's still got a few tendencies, but other than that, yeah, she's all right. But I still think Bliss keeps this.
I could see that.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just not a fan of the body shaming storyline. Maybe it's because I feel like they could be more mature with the storyline too. I'm just like, you didn't know the microphone was on? Like, oh, I didn't know that was on. You girls do know that everything's been recorded.
It'd be different if they didn't preface it with like, oh, we're about to go backstage for an interview, blah, blah, blah. Like if they just randomly turned on the Jumbotron and like the microphone's on, like that'd be a horse of a different color.
Or do you guys remember GTV? When they used to have that, that's a perfect example of something you could use for GTV for a storyline. Like the camera just shows backstage. She doesn't know what's on. It's a black and white camera, but you know it's Alexa talking to Mickie James. It was just a better way to do that, I felt. But whatever. I'm still into it. We're good. Cruiserweight Championship Tournament Finals is the next match, Casey. And this is the match I think you do right before Mania. I know I felt like maybe if I move this around, it could be the actual opener. Because I think 205 Live needs that to get people invested back into it. Like, oh, WWE's got a cruiserweight division. How many casual fans do you think even know that? Vince did a lot of harm to the brand, basically, in my opinion. And hopefully that belt has enough of the Enzo Amore stank off of it so that people will be back into this. We got Cedric Alexander, Mustafa Ali. I think this is a sleeper match. But, Casey, who do you have winning this one?
Cedric Alexander. I agree with you. This is a sleeper match. both these guys can go. I agree with you. I'd like to actually see this match open the show, open the main card. But if it is this the main event of the pre-show? Is this how you?
That's kind of how I had it written down.
Yeah, I'd be okay with that. But yeah, I got Cedric Alexander. I've actually enjoyed the tournament. I enjoy
5 lives since Triple H took over. My star person out of all of it, though, really that surprised me, Buddy Murphy. Definitely watch out for that guy, and I love his finisher. It's called Murphy's Law. It's perfect.
Yeah,
the guy deserves it. Just a random thought about it, but we both agree Cedric Alexander should be the guy. I think that not that Mustafa Ali doesn't deserve it. I think Cedric's waited and waited and waited. Even I think Vince was going to give it to him eventually, but he wanted to make sure first that everything was okay. Next match, I have the Intercontinental Championship to kick off the show.
All right.
I have The Miz, who is the champion, versus Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor. This is another one of my tough predictions here. I'm going to stick with what I said. That's it. No, I'm not. I'm going to flip it. Okay. I'm going to take The Miz to retain his Intercontinental Championship over Seth Rollins and Finn Balor. And I was just about to pick Finn, but I couldn't do it. Here's why. Seth Rollins is main event caliber. He has proven it in that gauntlet match. He does not need the Intercontinental Championship right now. I think you need to figure out a way to elevate him, get him on a different brand. You need to do something different with him. Next, Finn Balor. I think he'll eventually win the title because it doesn't seem like he's getting that main event push. But to me, this is all going to depend on what happens with Brock Lesnar's contract situation. Is he re-signing to WWE? I think he has no other choice but to. Makes me want to change my prediction. No, I'm with The Miz. I'm locked in. I'm in. I said it. I'm locked in. And I think The Miz is another person who could keep their title, and it would just anger people even more. And did he break that record of holding the belt?
No, he's still got like 20-some days left.
Even more reason for him to keep the belt for another month and few.
Because I'm pretty sure last week on Raw, he said that he's 34 days away or something.
So even more reason for him to keep the belt, and you could do feuds with the Miz, Taraj, and the Balor Club. I mean, I know that sounds boring, and we've seen it probably for the last 2 months, but keep it going.
I completely agree with you. I'm bummed that you switched your pick to The Miz, because The Miz is absolutely retaining this title. The only thing that makes me nervous about that pick is that there's the Balor Club and the Miz Taraj involved. And I feel like they might cancel each other out, which might mean Seth Rollins ekes out a victory. That's what makes me nervous. But I'm absolutely sticking with The Miz and retaining, and he's got to break the record.
He deserves to, I think, at least for the days. And you can save that record for someone else to break Honky Tonk Man's official record. That record's not that long, so.
He is, I'll say it, The Miz is literally one of the best. He is the second best Intercontinental Champion of all time, behind Chris Jericho. I absolutely love The Miz. He is one of the best workers in the company. He's great at what he does. He knows his character perfectly. He's brilliant. He's absolutely brilliant. He knows his character better than almost anyone else on the roster and performs it to a T. He knows just how to get under people's skin. Like last week when they were in, weren't they in Cleveland last Monday? They were in Ohio. They were in Ohio because
I don't know if it was Cincinnati or Cleveland.
They were somewhere in Ohio, but obviously that's the Miz's home state, and the crowd's chanting for him and stuff. And he goes, "I live in Los Angeles." Like it's amazing. The dude's awesome. If any of y'all hate on the Miz, you're wrong.
That's Casey Briggs for you guys. We'll give his email address out later if you want to send any hate mail towards him. Next match, which will fall into this in my logic of thinking. So Miz wins. He's walking up the aisle. Whose music hits first? Daniel Bryan. I have Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. The stipulation is if Owens and Zayn win, they are rehired. This match has potential. Number one, let me say this. Daniel Bryan coming back, amazing. I'm so happy for the guy. I do find it a little bit of a coinky dink that he got to come back during WrestleMania season. I think they've known for a while that he could come back and they were just trying to hold off on it. But I'm glad he gets to come back. I want to see him fight some other guys. Daniel Bryan, if you ever happen to see this video, which I doubt, please change your style up. I don't want you to get hurt anymore. Take precautions when you're in there. Be safe, because when you were dropping those drop kicks on the boys, I was definitely concerned the way you were landing on your head. But let's see here. Shane McMahon, I don't know if he's going to be back from the diverticulitis. There's a lot of question marks in this match. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, great heels. I love how they changed their names back to like El Generico and Kevin Steen on Twitter just for those little bit of time. That was definitely a nice touch. And Sami Zayn, you sell those El Generico shirts, buddy. What do you got, Casey? This is your match here to talk a little bit about.
The one thing I'll say is that I believe the build up to this took a little longer than it should have, but we finally got there. Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn are awesome heels. Sami Zayn especially. Like, I know everyone praises Kevin Owens, and I'm not taking anything away from him. I think we all know. We've all known for a while that he's a great heel. But Sami Zayn has really come into his own since turning heel and joining Kevin Owens. The one thing, my prediction for this match is a heel turn for Daniel Bryan. I think it's the right move to do. Everyone's so excited about him finally being back. Yes, 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 yes. The crowd goes wild for him. Yes, yes, yes. It turns out this was all a setup between Daniel Bryan, Kevin Owens, and Sami Zayn. This was all a setup. Daniel Bryan has had problems with Shane McMahon for months and months now. And this was finally his way to take him out. And boom, he turns on his tag team partner in the middle of the match. Boom. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens get their jobs back.
How dare you? How dare you do this to me? You know how mad I'll be if that happens, Casey? I will be hurt so bad. I mean, obviously that's the point. But, yeah, I don't know what's going to happen. I think Shane stays on SmackDown. Bryan's obviously out in some way, shape, or form. But so you have Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn winning this, correct?
Yeah, they need to get rehired.
I go completely opposite. I have Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan winning because everyone thinks they're going to get rehired back. And I think you have it to where maybe they beat up on Shane, but Daniel Bryan comes in and he wrecks house. Shane only needs to do one big spot. He can sit on the corner if the diverticulitis is hurting him for the whole time. Can you drop the elbow, bro? My stomach hurts. Tag him in and let him just drop the elbow on somebody. I mean, whatever he can do. I know that disease sucks, and I feel sorry for anyone who has it. But Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn need to lose this match. And then you could do a storyline where if there is going to be a draft, let it just happen to where they have to go. They're palling around looking for jobs at Raw. You have great segments in comedy right there. Sami Zayn showing up as El Generico, even in the mask, like, yeah, I need a match tonight. Sami Zayn, we know it's you, bro. You're not getting a match. You're not getting rehired. And then maybe during the draft, that could be someone's big coup, like, I hired Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens over here on Raw. Kurt Angle looks like a hero. You know what I mean? So I think you could do something interesting with that. So we got a different one finally. Next, we get into the fifth Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. This is going to be tough to predict based on that stupid Braun Strowman, and we don't know who his tag partner is. Overall, though, my thinking going into this is you have to have somebody of importance win this battle royal because of the HBO special. There ain't going to be none of that Mojo Rawley stuff this year. You can't do it. It's not on the pre-show. This is going to be tough for me because I have it down to like 2 or 3 people in my head right now. It's got to be one of these two. So my first prediction is potentially Samoa Joe is who I want to pick win this. He seems like the perfect person to win. He won't have to do too much. If he's hurt, he'll make it. The other person I have written down is Elias, who I think also should win it. I have random other names written in here, but I'm going to go with Samoa Joe to win it all. Just because if not, it's going to have to be someone from NXT who's getting the call up. But
fair enough, man.
Who do you got winning that Andre the Giant Memorial?
I'm glad you went with Samoa Joe because I'm going with Elias.
You're going with Elias to win this?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Obviously, like you said, it depends on what happens with Samoa or with Braun, but Elias, I'll say this about the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. It's hard to care about it. And I get that they, like you said, they should make it important this year because of the documentary coming out and everything, but they have never made it important. They have yet to make it important. They just the guy wins and nothing happens with him. So why do we care about this match?
That's a great question. I have no idea.
It literally should be. I think I mentioned this to you a while back. It should be basically for a Money in the Bank type deal for like the mid card title, like for the Intercontinental or the US Championship.
Yeah, maybe that, or you get to challenge like every other year it switches. You get to challenge for that belt on the same show. Like you win the Battle Royal and you have to fight that same night. Something, because they need to do something to actually make it matter, because at this point it doesn't. I want Elias to win because I think he's got a lot of momentum. I think he's really improved himself. You say that Nia Jax is your MVP from NXT improvement. I think Elias is right up there. Because I don't think Elias is the greatest in the ring, but I will say that Elias has won me over. Because you remember when we first saw him on NXT, I think on this very show, we said, I hate Elias. I can't stand that guy. Yeah.
I'm sure if you look back through the archives, you'll find me shitting all over Elias. But the guy is the guy. I love the guy now. When I went to the live event, when they came through Eugene here, it was like I can love Elias. He cracks me up. So
yeah, we'll see what he does. Either way, those are two good picks, I feel, for that one. Then I have the SmackDown Live women's match between Charlotte, who is the champion, versus Asuka. This is a dream match in some fans' minds. I've been hearing about this match since Asuka was in NXT that people wanted to see this. I think this match is going to be really good, actually. I think it's going to deliver, and it's going to shock a lot of people. Match of the night? I don't think so, but I think it's going to really deliver and show people Asuka has a lot of talent, and Charlotte does as well. Because sometimes I hate on Charlotte a little bit because she gets everything, I feel, in my opinion. She's always the favorite, the first one picked for this, first one picked for that, and I think it's based on her name a little bit, which not her fault.
Well, Charlotte is supremely talented.
No, I'm not saying that at all, but I think part of the reason she gets picked for stuff is she's a flair. I do think that any of the other 4 horsewomen don't deserve it. I mean, Becky deserves some of this stuff. Sasha deserves to be a first ever.
I agree, but yeah,
is she the most talented of the 4?
What?
Is she the most talented of the 4 in your opinion?
When they first came up, I wouldn't have said so, but yeah, I would say now she is. The only other one I'd make the argument for is Becky Lynch. I know everyone's got a hard on for Sasha Banks, and don't get me wrong, I'm not disrespecting Sasha. She's super, super talented. But Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair are better.
Oh man, see, I'm a Sasha and Bayley. See, I think it just depends on who you are. There's people who are Bret Hart guys and there's Shawn Michaels guys, and I feel there's like, well, maybe you're Charlotte and Becky, or you're either Sasha and Bayley. I think they just go together like peanut butter and jelly. That's just me. Anyway, who do you have winning this match, Casey? I'm pretty sure it's obvious.
I have, like you said, like I said earlier, I feel that the build up to this has been a little lackluster. I was excited when Asuka came out at the last pay-per-view and got face-to-face with Charlotte to set up this match. Like, I loved that. But why is Asuka still on Raw? Like, it's just dumb. Like, it's dumb to me. Like,
I think the draft's going to correct all this.
It's like back in the day when they had the dual brands and someone would win the Rumble, but then they would like be like, no, I'm on this show, but I'm challenging for the belt on the other show. They would switch shows. They would go over to the other show to to feud with that person leading into WrestleMania. Like, they wouldn't just be on their opposite shows being like, see ya mania. Like, I hate buildups like that. I want to see this.
That they keep them apart so they don't touch, though. Now I think that's their new thing. Like,
you don't need to make them touch. You don't need to make them touch. Like, there was nothing in this.
If you hate each other that much, though, you would. That's what I'm saying.
That's the thing. That's the thing. I don't think they've set it up like this that these two hate each other. Like they don't hate each other. Like, it is like, I do think that they've missed the boat a little bit on Charlotte and like her motivation going into this match. Like, because she keeps like kind of smiling and playing the good guy and everything. Like, I feel like she should be like, you know what? Screw you. I'm Charlotte freaking Flair. Like, you've never beaten me. You've never, like, I'm glad that you have this undefeated streak. You've never beaten Charlotte freaking Flair. Welcome to the big leagues. Like, I'm the most dominant women's champion in I don't know how long. But like that should be the most, like, and Asuka should be like, I'm Asuka, no one's ready for Asuka, like, I'm undefeated. You can't touch me. And Charlotte should be like, screw you, I'm the best there is. So I do feel they've missed the boat a little bit on like the motivations going into this. Like you said earlier, they're relying on just the allure of Asuka's undefeated streak versus the dominant women's champion Charlotte Flair. Like, and don't get me wrong, I'm still excited to see this match. I think they're going to put on a good match, the both of them. I've got Asuka winning the women's title. And then I've got some shenanigans.
Oh, here we go. Go get into the briefcase. I was waiting for someone to do this. Go ahead.
That's when Carmella comes down and cashes in Money in the Bank briefcase on Asuka. She is the one to end the streak. Absolutely. I'm sick of hearing all this. No, keep Asuka undefeated until next year's WrestleMania and do this match. Like, no, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. Because when you do undefeated streaks, this is the problem you face. You face the, like, well, how are you going to end the streak? There's always going to be people that hate whatever you do to end the streak. But the main problem with doing these dominant streaks, these win streaks, is that when the person loses, the mystique's gone, the allure's gone. They've lost now. Like, that was really why we watch. But if you do it, if you have her lose to, like, she just put on a great match. With Charlotte. She's exhausted. She finally won the women's championship on the main roster. And then Carmella comes down like a snake in the grass, cashes in, and pins her 1, 2, 3. That gives you an out. She didn't get her butt kicked. She didn't really lose. Like, it was a fluke victory by Carmella that she slid in there after Asuka just got her, went back and forth with Charlotte, and she gets pinned. That's how you end the streak, because Asuka comes out of it. She's still strong. She's still Asuka. but she doesn't look weak. And now you've gotten that first loss out of the way. She's no longer undefeated. She's lost. Cool. Now we can move on, and she can be a real character.
Funny you bring up the briefcase. I had thought about this, and I don't think that the briefcase will be cashed in right away with Carmella. In my opinion, I think Carmella's going to be the person who holds it the longest before cashing in. I think she's going to hold on to it till almost Money in the Bank next year. I think Asuka wins this match, and she's going to hold on to that for quite some time, and maybe Asuka could lose the belt right before SummerSlam, and then you could do that the match everyone wants to see or build up to is Ronda Rousey versus Asuka with undefeated streaks on the line and all that. And you know what, though? People are going to be double pissed if that match happens, and then all of a sudden you see I don't know. I don't know if you can do that. Like I said, the streak's going to suck either way it ends, and I don't want Asuka to be plagued by the Goldbergs like scenario kind of. That wasn't a good way to do it. You ruined her career. It's like, it was one match, dude. Relax.
That's what I'm saying, dude. That's why they need to do it. I'm not like, I hope they do it my way because it gives her an out. It gives her an out. She got screwed by Carmella. Like, oh, it's a shame. Carmella's the champ. It's just, to me, that's how you do it.
All right. Let's get into the Raw Tag Title match. We are the Bar. Oh, you can't see that. Sorry. The Bar versus that's Sheamus and Cesaro, since they never really explain that. I hate how they say it's Sheamus and Cesaro. They're the Bar, but they never write the Bar on the bottom. Stupid.
Yeah.
Anyway, they're fighting Braun Strowman and a mystery partner. Braun Strowman has lots of potential partners. I've seen people suggest Neville, crossing him off right now. Kane, Samoa Joe, who I think would be the best choice for that role as well, or Elias, who I think also would be a perfect choice for that role. I put Elias in here because Elias has been around. He has done his job. And he is the one guy who I think if Braun had to have friction with anybody that would cost him, it could be Elias easily. With that being said, maybe Elias never tags in. I don't know how you would want to book this. I think I went first on the last one. I think I skipped you one. Who do you have winning this one, Casey?
No, I went first last time.
You went first? I'm going with Braun Strowman and his mystery partner to take the belts from Cesaro and Sheamus. I mean, they've held on to the belts long enough. Here's my problem. I don't know what you do with these guys after this. You're almost at the point of you need to rebuild them again since Mick Foley was the GM. I got nothing else for these guys to do. I mean, do they stay a team? I like them as a team. They grew on me.
Here's my problem with this match. You either keep them the champions and Braun eats another loss, or you give Braun the belt and his mystery partner. And if it's Elias, like I don't want a rehash of Team Hell No. I don't want this monster Braun Strowman turned into a comedy act. Do you get what I'm saying? Like that's what I'm afraid of with whoever his partner is. Like, I guess
what I'm thinking is that this could be solved real quick though by a call-up of the Authors of Pain the next night. Someone leaves somebody in the ring. Maybe Braun gets beat up real bad. I don't know. There's got to be ways to take these belts off.
Speaking of that, I mentioned something on the NXT video. This is where it comes into play. Sanity. You said Authors of Pain. I want sanity. I want Killian Dane to come face to face with Braun Strowman. That's what I want. I think Killian Dane is the type of dude that you could have go toe to toe with Braun and like not be afraid of the monster. Like I would pay money to watch those two fight. So if someone shows up in like the next night on Raw to challenge them and stuff, like, I hope it's Sanity. But yeah,
you may be able to get away with one goes to one show and one goes to the other. Like I said, it's going to be tough.
You know what? This is what I'm going to predict. I'm going to predict. I know I'm doing this a lot for this show, and obviously, so some of them are going to be wrong. I'm going to predict more shenanigans. That's how you protect them. Keep the belts on the bar, and you have a call up from NXT show up. You have Authors of Pain or Sanity show up during this match on Mania to take them out, to take out Braun Strowman. I know that's like a 1 in a million shot, but I can't bring myself to pick Braun and a mystery partner over an established tag team that's proven themselves to be great. And like you said, what do you do with Sheamus and Cesaro afterwards? Like, I don't know. It's just, this is a messy situation. I don't think they ever should have put Braun in this situation. Yeah. Or if they did, they shouldn't have, like, he shouldn't be forced to pick a mystery partner, like to have a partner. It should just be Braun Strowman versus the Bar.
Which is what I thought he was going to do until he said it on the show like 2 or 3 weeks ago. Like
if Braun wins, he carries both belts around. That's what he should have done.
Yeah, that's tough, man. I don't like the booking of the tag match here. That's just me.
Yeah.
Next match I have is, we're on match number 9, folks, too, if you're keeping track at home.
Woo!
We have AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura. Casey, what do you think of the build so far to this match? Disappointed? What you expected? Yeah.
I'm a little disappointed in the build up to this match. These are two of the best wrestlers in the world going head to head. Was it Money in the Bank that they came face to face?
Yes.
For the first time? Yeah. And like the crowd went crazy for it, and like I just, like, it's been a weird build. Like, is AJ the heel? Because like he wasn't jumping in to save to like make the save. He was taking his grand old time, but then Shinsuke's like, oh, I don't need your help. Oh, I'm good enough.
I think it's both baby faces have their qualities and they get on each other's nerves, kind of like, you don't need my help. All right, then you let it rock. And then he goes to AJ and he's just like, when I put my knee to your face, you're gonna find out what happens to you. Like, I think it's just one of those, they're talking crap back and forth to each other, and we're gonna see. I think they're just gonna let their in-ring stuff do the talking for them.
I think the match itself is going to be awesome.
Yes,
the match is going to be.
Did you see the first one when they wrestled at Wrestle Kingdom?
Oh yeah.
I think this is going to be match of the night. I think that this is going to steal the show.
Yeah.
If AJ's not hurt that bad, depending on what the rumors are.
Even if AJ's hurt that bad, he's that type of wrestler. Like, and so Shinsuke. They go above and beyond to make it happen. And I got it. Did you go first last time?
Yes.
I got Shinsuke taking the belt.
Same.
This is his time in. Especially because AJ's a little banged up and stuff. Give the belt to Shinsuke.
I also have Shinsuke Nakamura. I think Nakamura needs the belt more than AJ. I think AJ has now proven himself to be, what do I want to call this? Like a top commodity, basically, in WWE. He is Mr. Reliable. AJ Styles is someone you could always depend on. He's always going to do the right thing. And I think there's money in a rematch down the line with these two where AJ beats him. If you ever needed to get to a match, or you needed a match on a card, you're like, I need something that's going to deliver real quick. Oh, let's book AJ versus Nakamura. And I think AJ can get his win back. I think he'll be just fine no matter what happens with this. Even if he loses, if he takes a week or two off, whatever. AJ's been a tremendous champion. He's trying to rebuild that title up since Jinder Mahal took it, and I'm sorry I even had to bring that up on this show. AJ's been a great champion, though. Phenomenal champion, pun intended. But Nakamura is the one, period. And then that brings us to match number 10, Casey. Triple H and Stephanie McMahon versus...
Whoa.
What?
Where's that match?
What are you talking about?
You never, like, the Jinder Mahal match.
Oh, don't worry. It's you'll see.
You're getting to it?
I'll get to it.
Is that a come down match?
There's going to be a lot of come downs in this.
All right.
Triple H and Stephanie McMahon versus Kurt Angle and Ronda Rousey. I think Triple H is going for the record of losing at the most WrestleManias possible because Kurt Angle and Ronda Rousey should win this match. Especially after that Survivor Series crap, which I still have no clue what that match was and why everything happened the way it did. It confused me. It led to this build-up. Ronda Rousey has to look like a star in this. That is the main goal of everything. She has to look like a credible threat because here's my thing. Ronda's going to be in there. She's going to be green. Kurt Angle, I love the guy, but he's been looking – I don't want to – I'm trying to figure out the right words. Help me here, Casey.
Dog shit?
No.
He looks old, man. He looks old.
Yeah. All right. I'll say Kurt looks old.
He looks beat up.
Like TNA Kurt, but I don't know. And it just happened within like months of him coming back to WWE. I was just like, man, he looks beaten down and he can't move as fast. And maybe it was Impact saving him, but Kurt Angle still, I think, has the wherewithal to show up, and I think he knows what to do in the ring to get you over. His mind is good enough in the ring. He's just not looking as well to do it. But maybe he'll pull out some stops for this match. He should be in there to protect Ronda, get his little babyface pop, do his thing. He's been on his year run. Perfect. Stephanie, this is comeuppance time. For all the slaps, all the stuff she pulls all the time, you need to let Ronda beat the crap out of her and make Ronda look strong while doing it. Casey, it's yours.
Let's talk about the build-up real quick. Man, I love Ronda Rousey's media tour. Man, when she was doing interviews on ESPN, oh man, her personality shines. She's a diamond. She is a diamond.
This is what we call sarcasm, folks.
Oh God, she is garbage. Oh God. I'll preface this by saying I despised her when she was in the UFC. I hate the way she carries herself. She's always been a crybaby, pouty face, whiner to me, during her fighting career. And I think that those interviews on ESPN just showed that even more, that she hasn't really grown up since then. She's still a douche. She's just, I just don't care. I do not care. Like,
is she winning this match?
Yes, of course her and Kurt Angle are winning this match. I'm more excited to see Kurt versus Triple H in this match. Even as old and as beat up as Kurt is, and Triple H is getting old too, and getting beat up. But
would anyone be mad if there were shenanigans in this match? I'm praying that I just hear a ref bump and then I just hear "if you smell" and The Rock comes down just to help them.
Seriously, seriously, I would actually prefer if this match was a quick match. Ronda starts the match against Steph. I would start Kurt versus Triple H. That's how I would start. Kurt takes a bit of a beating, but he makes it to his corner, tags in Ronda. Ronda and Stephanie. Ronda just mops the floor with Stephanie. Like you said, just beats the tar out of her. And then, without making a tag, Triple H steps in. Ronda takes him out. That'll be her big moment where she takes out Triple H and whatnot. And then she basically locks in the you have a double tap out where you have Kurt locked in the ankle lock on Triple H and you have Ronda locked in the armbar on Stephanie. Boom. Both of them tap. It's a nice quick few minute match. That's all it should be. 5 minutes tops. In, out, done.
Concur. I think if this match does go longer, I pray that WWE has the testicular fortitude to call the audible immediately. Like, if it's not working, you got to just say, hey, this ain't working, man. Ronda, get in there, destroy, and get out. Because if not, I have a feeling before SummerSlam, Ronda Rousey will be viewed as a heel. I just have that bad feeling about it. I don't know why.
Will be what?
That Ronda Rousey will be viewed as a heel, kind of. She'll get like the Roman Reigns treatment. Like, I don't like her. And then
100%. 100%. Her real personality is going to start shining through. And the fact that she's not that great in the ring and not that great on the microphone, like,
we'll see, though. I've been surprised by people. I'm not going to lie. I remember I thought Floyd Mayweather was going to be horrible at WrestleMania 24, and Mayweather surprised me with how good he was in the ring, and he was able to build to that match with Big Show, and he did well.
Yeah, but that's how Floyd Mayweather is. Like, he's got that personality. Like, he's Money Mayweather.
They just
as much as I might not like him and
when
stuff.
They were going over the match, though, they said that he looked horrible, but when he finally got in the ring and the people were there, they said he just, like, it was magic. Like, yeah, he knows what to do. Next match, we have the SmackDown Live Tag Title match. Casey, real quick question: did you hear anything about this becoming a ladder match? Possibly.
No.
I saw like a graphic of it. Then they said they took it down off of WWE.com. So this could become a ladder match. I don't know. So we have the Usos versus the New Day versus the Bludgeon Brothers. Man.
And they're toy Thor hammers from Toys R Us. They got them on clearance. Rest in peace, Toys R Us.
Rest in peace, Toys R Us. Make sure I put that in the tag in the video. Anywho, this is a tough match to call, but Casey, this is your match. What do you think?
And
the reason I put this match on the show was because of the Usos promo. I think that is absolute crap that the Usos have never been on a main WrestleMania card, and they've been there for that long. They've been
I agree. This match will be on the main card. They're finally getting their main card match at Mania. I actually think the last couple of weeks, the New Day and the Usos have been on fire. Like, I mean, they were on fire leading into their last, what was it, Fastlane? Is that what it was? Like, their promos, they're great together. It's the Bludgeon Brothers that I'm like,
it's that Casey. Were you on the show when we talked about this gimmick before? Pardon me, whoever's watching live, but the Bludgeon Brothers, I don't know how to feel about this gimmick. Like, what was wrong with the Wyatt family, and what this gimmick is just weird. Like, you look weird. What's the purpose of this?
Like, what are their outfits for? Like those, like, I don't know what they're
Kane Juniors. Like, I don't know what to call it.
Like, it's weird. Like, if you weren't gonna keep them as their Wyatt family characters, then you should have really branched out, because these are still too similar to the, like, I mean, Eric Rowan still wears the goat mask or whatever it is. So it's like their characters are still way too similar to their Wyatt family characters, but they're not the Wyatt family. Like, they're supposed to be they're the Bludgeon Brothers now. Like, it's stupid. It's stupid. I hate their hammers. Their hammers are stupid. They're not real giant war hammers. They're not. I'm sorry, people, if you thought they were. They're not. They look stupid and chintzy, and I hate that I have to listen to the commentators try and sell that they're super dangerous. Like, oh, no, they're not. No, they're not. Triple H's sledgehammer is much more dangerous.
Who do you have in this?
That being said, I got them winning the belts.
The Bludgeon Brothers?
Yeah. I mean, I just feel like that's what WWE's been building up to. So I got them winning the belts.
I'm going to say the same, Casey. And this is one of my hard matches to predict, but me just sitting here thinking about it, the Usos have held those tag titles. They've had a grip on them since they've came out with I almost called the SD Live, SmackDown Live tag titles. They've had a pretty good grip on him. I mean, here and there with a reign from the New Day or American Alpha or something. But it's been the Uso show, and I think it's time to let someone else take over a little bit. You can move them around or do something different with them.
And that's definitely a show that needs to have someone show up on Tuesday night after Mania. They need some fresh blood in that division.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, Bludgeon Brothers all the way. I think they deserve it. They've worked hard, and that's with no disrespect. And that's just for how they treated the Wyatt family. And I forgot to mention Bray Wyatt, too, in that Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal with the Matt Hardy stuff. I think that they could be a future tag team. We can get into that after the show, though.
Oh, dude, don't even get me started.
All right.
I hate Woken Matt Hardy. I hate him. I'll say it, people. I hate Woken Matt Hardy. He's garbage. And actually, I'm glad you bring that up. Because you know what? I'll say this. Watching the Velveteen Dream on NXT, have you ever seen any of that guy's, was it Patrick Clark?
Yeah.
Have you seen any of his stuff on the indie circuit?
No.
Look it up. Because that, my friends, is how you change your freaking character. Matt Hardy goes by like, oh, I'm Woken Matt Hardy. I talk weird. I have a white streak in my hair. I wear weird shit. Like, but he still wrestles the same. All the same moves, done the same way. He just does a couple like deletes.
He has variations to his moves, to be fair, a little bit.
The Velveteen Dream is how you change your character. Matt Hardy should go down to NXT and take some damn notes.
I like Matt Hardy in that character. I just don't know what they're going to do with him or how far they want to push this character. I don't know. I feel weird about it. Anyway, let's get into this crappy U.S. title match because that's what everybody wants to hear about, right?
Woo!
Yeah. So we have the U.S. champion Randy Orton, and since he's a Breakfast Club member, we know he can't be on the pre-show, even though this match was like this close from me getting put on the pre-show instead of the Nia Jax Alexa Bliss match.
I think you have it in the perfect spot. It's a come-down match.
Absolutely. Randy Orton, and you can put it towards the bottom and tell Randy, make him feel good about himself. And Jinder, this is for your hard work. You're one match away from the main event. And you can fool all of them with that crap. And Bobby Roode already knows the deal. He's like, can I just turn heel, please? And we have Rusev. Rusev should win this. Period, point blank. This isn't even about what makes logical sense, in my opinion. Rusev should win this match because he sold that merch. He moved the needle. This guy deserves to be rewarded, in my opinion, for being Rusev and the Rusev Day getting over. And you know what? Aiden English deserves credit in that too for his singing. He was always very talented. And people who know me have known that I've always said when he was teaming with Simon Gotch that I loved Aiden English, the artiste down at NXT, when he was singing before that and feuding with Big Cass. I thought that stuff was good stuff. So, my opinion, Rusev deserves it. I'm not talking about this turn Bobby Roode or Randy Orton heel. I'm sick of it. And Jinder Mahal, you still suck. I'm sorry. I said it.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is classic. Like, WWE does this a lot. Like, when a person's added to a match at the last minute. Oh, so you're like, oh, they just got added as a afterthought. And then, oh, they win. That's what's going to happen. I think it is, like you said, it's a reward for Rusev moving the needle, as you said, as you put it. Rusev wins this. He's the United States champion once again. Yeah, Bobby Roode needs to move on to a heel turn and bigger and better things. I think he belongs on the Raw brand as a heel and move some of the guys from Raw to SmackDown. That's further down the line, but yeah.
Now, I mentioned that this was one away from the main event because we have one match on here that's not confirmed, Casey.
Oh, I've been waiting for this one.
And if I could play music, this would be so perfect right now, but I can't because I don't want to get copyright strikes, even though who really cares because YouTube's adpocalypse is making sure I don't get paid. John Cena versus The Undertaker. Shout out to Teddy Long. John Cena versus The Undertaker. this match is probably going to happen. Is this? Oh, this is technically your match. Can I just say this first? I was at WrestleMania last year. I took photos. I actually stayed because I cared that the Undertaker left all his stuff in the ring. And to see him come back, number one, I feel is a semi-slap to my face because I went there and I actually felt bad for the dude. And I thought he retired and I had witnessed something great. Apparently, I didn't. Apparently, I just witnessed some guy leave his coat and gloves in the ring and he just walked away and he's coming back. With that being said, John Cena versus The Undertaker. Casey, go ahead. I want to hear what you think about this first.
It's what you witnessed last year is the equivalent to me of like if Mick Foley, like if you watch Mick Foley retire his Mankind character and like lay down the mask in the ring and the little mandible glove and everything. But why I say that is I do think Undertaker's coming back as the American Badass. It makes sense. It all makes sense. Kid Rock is going to be there. He's going into the Hall of Fame, like as the celebrity this year. Like it just all makes sense. So like you witness the end of the Dead Man character last year. He will come back just basically as Mark Calloway, the American Badass, and I just need to say some things about the build-up to this.
Boy, folks, you're tuning in right now. I saw some more people start watching live. We're talking about John Cena versus The Undertaker in this video right now.
John Cena is an absolute piece of monkey shit. I fucking hate that guy. How does he have the audacity to sit there on Monday Night Raw and insult The Undertaker and what does he call them? He's called him selfish. He's called him like what else? Self-centered.
Yeah, egotistical.
Egotistical. He's called him egotistical. John Cena is the dude who supposed to be a free agent and go to both shows. Yet immediately after that announcement's made, he just leaves SmackDown and goes to Raw full time. He's just on Raw full time. He's like, oh, I don't have a match at WrestleMania this year, so I'm going to put myself into the Elimination Chamber match, like just because I'm John Cena, and then he loses. Good, I'm glad. And then so he shows up on Raw the next night and he's like, I lost last night. So now I'll go to SmackDown and see if I can get a chance at Mania there. First of all, if Shane McMahon and Danny Bryan had a brain in their heads, they would have been like, piss off, dude. You haven't shown up here, Mr. Free Agent. You haven't shown up here for months. And then you just show up because like this is your last shot at a Mania match. And then like he loses that match. He doesn't get his Mania shot there. So he goes back to Raw. He's like, thanks for the opportunity, SmackDown. Peace. Like, back to Raw. He goes back to Raw. And he just sits there, like, whining and bitching, like, calling out The Undertaker, like The Undertaker owes him something. Like, oh, because I'm John Cena, you fucking owe me something. Like, go fuck yourself, dude. If The Undertaker did, I love that. If The Undertaker did retire last year, like go fuck yourself. He doesn't owe you anything. Like come back and tell me no. Just tell me no. Like go fuck yourself. He doesn't owe you anything. He literally owes John Cena. John Cena is the biggest hypocrite. He has been the biggest self-centered, egotistical piece of shit. This whole WrestleMania build, this whole WrestleMania season, I cannot stand it. And they're just sitting there, they're letting him stand in the middle of that ring and talk shit to The Undertaker, like being a giant hypocrite, and it just blows my mind. And I get that The Undertaker like his more 99% like was like, yeah, it's fine. Say whatever the hell you want. Because he's the Undertaker and he's a team player and he's the freaking man. But no, like, I'm just sorry. This is bullshit. John Cena, you suck ass. You are a piece of shit. I was actually looking forward to a WrestleMania without your sorry, pathetic jorts. Go fuck yourself and that little bedazzled American flag on your ass. Like, you fucking suck, John Cena. Like, you're the worst. I fucking hate you. I fucking hate you. Go make movies. Go make movies. Although make better ones, because that cock blockers one coming out looks like shit. You look like shit. Your movies suck. Like, you're not The Rock. You're never going to be The Rock. Like, I fucking hate you, John Cena. Like, that's another point of fucking hypocrisy. Yet another peg on the hypocrisy ladder of John Cena. The whole Hollywood thing involving The Rock. We're not going to get into that one again. But still, I'm just saying, fuck John Cena. He's the biggest hypocrite. He's not a good guy. I'm glad he does all the Make-A-Wish shit to try and make everyone believe he's a good guy, because at least some good comes of that. But he's not a good guy. He is a horrible, horrible piece of shit, hypocrite. I fucking hate you, John Cena. I hope The Undertaker whoops your fucking ass. I hope he whoops your fucking ass and last rides you into oblivion. Go away. I never want to see you again.
Insert Big Evil's theme right here for me, somebody. John Cena is a different cat. You know what I feel like John Cena is at the point of? He reminds me of Hogan in WCW in 1996. John Cena is going to be known as an icon, I think, in wrestling.
Unfortunately.
Sorry, I'm not laughing. I need a drink. But John Cena is going to be known as an icon in wrestling. And I think it's almost time for John Cena to turn heel. Why would he have to stay a babyface? Are those t-shirts really still selling like that? Is Rusev not the #1 seller of merchandise? Do you not have AJ Styles selling merch? Do you not have all these other people who are selling merch for you? I think it is time for the John Cena thing to switch. And this is the perfect opportunity. Is Undertaker coming back as the American Badass? I would like to think so. I sure hope so. With that being said, do I love the American Badass character? Some people hated that character. I personally loved Undertaker as that character. I thought it was very cool. It was different, and he always could show up. I think that was the beginning of his first steps in showing regression in the ring. Like, I noticed he would struggle sometimes with the tombstone or having to do a move to somebody. But the Undertaker still put on great matches, and he could actually talk on the microphone. Some of my favorite moments in the Ruthless Aggression era, I guess if you want to define it as that, are with the Undertaker talking to people. The "say what if you sleep with your sister" comment. The "you think you're too good to kiss Vince McMahon's ass." I mean, the Undertaker is the man. And I love the character, and I think he deserves to win this. But, Casey, here's an important question, I guess, for all of this. Is this Undertaker's last ride this time? Is he really done after this? And should John Cena be the new guy to take his spot? Is his spot unreplaceable? I feel he's unreplaceable. You can't replace the Undertaker. And I have so much respect for Undertaker that I'm excited for this match to an extent now, because it is the Undertaker, because I have so much respect for the dude, for how long he's done this, for always honoring the boys and doing what's right. What do you think, Casey?
I love The Undertaker. Nothing but respect for the guy. I do wish he would retire. He's beaten himself up enough for our pleasure. So I hope he should win this match, and he should absolutely retire. Go out on a high note, win your last match, and retire. Like, that's it. Go into the Hall of Fame next year.
It seems like this should be his final ride. Is it, though? That's something that we'll have to wait and see what happens. I got the Undertaker winning this match. I don't know if you even predicted. Did you say Taker wins too?
Yeah, of course. Fuck John Cena.
Final answer. We get to the main event. It is for the Universal title. It is Brock Lesnar with Paul Heyman versus Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship. The build for this match, Casey, I feel was good. I still feel bad for Roman Reigns, and I know people are going to hate on me. You're a Roman Reigns lover. There's always two sides to this, and here's what I feel. People crap on this dude so much. He can't do anything right no matter what. The storyline presented was, now should he have said that Lesnar was Vince's boy? Absolutely not. We know that you're all probably Breakfast Club members, and I call everyone that who gets to eat breakfast at Vince McMahon's house. Shout out to OTRS Central for that. He's probably the originator of that, but you know everyone's over there who means something. Those are the guys who win the Royal Rumble. Vince takes care of them. They're never in a bad spot. They're always going to look good. Roman Reigns is one of those guys, or he's being groomed to be one of those guys. He loses a lot, though. He puts people over. He has no problem with doing that. And I see that selflessness in him, kind of like The Rock had with certain guys. He let the Hurricane beat him for whatever reason. He didn't have to do that. Roman Reigns is a star, in my opinion. I don't care what anyone says. I do not disagree with that. Brock Lesnar is a great performer. I think he has a use in this company, and I think that he's going to re-sign with WWE, but Roman Reigns is winning this title. The build-up for it has been okay. I think Roman has really tried to make this the best that he can with what he's given. I like him sounding more natural on the microphone. Casey, I got nothing else to say about this. Take it away.
I completely agree with everything you just said. I know I've been hard on Roman in the past, but I think he's finally gone through enough that it's time to get over the hate for the guy. Like you said, he's better on the microphone. They've let him be more natural in this feud. I hope they keep that up going forward. Yeah, I got Roman taking the belt off Brock.
I do feel with this John Cena Roman Reigns stuff that one of them needs to turn heel. I know I say this all the time, and people probably get sick of it, but you have an opportunity to do that. And if Lesnar is not re-signing, what do you do with Paul Heyman? Do you let him and Roman Reigns join up, form together as a team? Do you let maybe Paul Heyman and John Cena form up as a team? Is there room for one of these guys to turn heel in your mind, Casey, the next night?
Oh, there's absolutely room for someone to turn heel. I don't know.
Who needs it more?
I'd say John Cena needs it more. He either needs to turn heel or go away. Fuck John Cena, by the way. I hope he chooses to go away. But if John Cena wants to stay around WWE for a few more years, he needs to turn heel. Because yeah, he's in that Hogan in the early 90s. What was it, 93? In that era, 93, 94, when no one cared anymore, we get it. You're the ultimate good guy. Sweet. Cool, bro. We're over it. We're on to new people. And I think that's how most people feel about John Cena.
Here's the major difference, too. Now, at WrestleMania 31, I'd like the match. This is right before everything pro wrestling even started. So the Roman Reigns Brock Lesnar match I thought was great, but we had that potential surprise ending with Seth Rollins. We don't have that this time, Casey. So there's no surprise ending to this in my mind, unless you create one yourselves with the people involved in this match.
Oh, there's Vince McMahon getting involved. That could happen. I mean, because he's been a player in recent weeks in the storyline.
Is there room to turn Lesnar face in all of this?
What?
Is there room to turn Lesnar face?
I think so, because I think if you turn Lesnar face and turn Roman heel, you have Vince screw Lesnar and team up with Roman. Or you just have Roman win, and then if Lesnar staying with the company the next night on Raw, You have Lesnar and Heyman out there in the middle of the ring, pissed off. And then to move on, you have Bobby Lashley's music hit. And you set up Lesnar's next feud.
Lesnar versus his other
Lashley. I know. Be excited, people. Be excited.
Oh, I've never been a big Lashley guy. Not gonna lie.
I know.
Not a fan. That's it, Casey. I mean, what do you think of this Mania in totality? I mean, if this happens, is there room to go? Is a draft necessary after this?
Oh, absolutely, it's necessary. I think you need to have the draft within the next few weeks.
I think they said they were going to do it at Backlash. The first,
yeah, that'd be sweet. Do it then, but just you need to shake things up. You need new. Like, I mean, I'm trying. Like you said, Seth Rollins should be. I'd move him to SmackDown.
We could save that. We could save this for another show.
Yeah, but
that's a long conversation, probably.
But this Mania is a long Mania. So it's either going to, and the build-up's kind of been a little lackluster in a lot of spots. This is either going to be very grueling and difficult to get through, or it could surprise everyone and be a great Mania.
Yeah, that's how I felt about 31. It was a sleeper Mania. Like, don't sleep on this Mania. It's actually really good.
So,
absolutely. Well, folks, that's the end of the show. I want to give some shout outs to Wrestling Aminu for having people watch my videos. All the wrestling shows on there that allow me to post my content. Greatly appreciate it. And thank you to the Everything Pro Wrestling community. Without you guys, I am nothing, and I enjoy the conversations that we have. If you have friends, recruit them, bring more people in. I love talking wrestling with all of you guys. You know, everyone's got different opinions on different things, and that's the best part about being a wrestling fan, talking with you guys. Enough of the sappy stuff. Casey, you got anything you want to say before we close out?
Follow me at BabyBridge21 on social media.
And you got your other app, too, for show reviews, right?
Yeah, Stardust. It's a new app for show reviews, movie reviews. It's pretty cool. Check it out.
Check them out on there. Follow me at EPW Show. And I appreciate the hell out of everyone who watched this video to sit through all of it. Leave your comments down below. We're out. Have a good day. Peace.
Fuck John Cena.